Liam kept buying notebooks, convinced that someday he would finally begin. Each year he opened a new one, placed it neatly on his desk, and told himself the right moment would arrive. But the pages stayed blank, and his days quietly mirrored their emptiness. He believed he needed certainty before taking action, not realizing that hesitation was slowly shaping his life. Many of us live the same way, waiting for motivation, clarity, or confidence before starting. Yet while we wait, time passes, and blank pages accumulate into years we can never recover. Liam's hesitation wasn't rooted in laziness. It was rooted in fear. He feared writing something unworthy, feared beginning imperfectly, feared facing the truth about his capabilities. So he avoided the first step, telling himself he needed more clarity before acting. Many of us fall into the same trap, believing we must eliminate fear before moving forward. Yet fear rarely disappears on its own. It grows in silence and avoidance. What Liam didn't realize was that his fear wasn't a barrier to action. It was a compass pointing directly toward what mattered most. Over time, Liam's hesitation created an internal conflict he could no longer ignore. Each blank notebook became a reminder of the gap between the life he lived and the life he imagined. Psychologists like Carl Jung believed that such emotional discomfort is not a malfunction, but a warning signal, a sign that one's life has drifted too far from authenticity. The anxiety we feel when ignoring our deeper desires is an invitation to confront the truth. Liam's uncomfortable feelings were not trying to harm him, they were urging him to move towards something meaningful. When Liam tried to silence his discomfort with distractions, it only grew louder. He filled his evenings with entertainment, hoping a temporary escape would soothe the unrest. But avoidance, as therapists explain, strengthens the very feelings we hope to quiet. The more Liam ran from his anxiety, the more it followed him. We often underestimate how quickly avoidance becomes habit, a comfortable pattern that slowly binds us to the life we fear. His blank notebooks remained untouched, but his inner sense of urgency intensified with each passing year. It wasn't until Liam paused long enough to examine his discomfort that something shifted. He realized his problem wasn't a lack of passion, it was the belief that he needed passion before he could begin. Many people wait for inspiration, but inspiration is the reward of consistent effort, not the prerequisite. Writers become passionate by writing, musicians by practicing, and creators by creating. Action generates emotion, not the other way around. Liam's realization was simple yet transformative. He didn't need to feel ready. He needed to begin despite not feeling ready. Once Liam wrote his first hesitant sentence, something unexpected happened. The fear didn't vanish, but it softened. Action broke the illusion that starting required perfection. Each day he returned to the notebook, adding a few more lines. Some were clumsy, others uncertain, but he was finally moving. His progress was imperfect, but it was real. This is the quiet truth of growth. Once you begin, momentum becomes easier than starting, and each small step reinforces a powerful belief. I am capable of change. As the days passed, Liam discovered something profound. The discomfort he once feared didn't disappear, but it no longer controlled him. This mirrored what therapists in Morita therapy teach. Feelings do not need to be eliminated before taking action. Instead, feelings follow behavior. By doing what needed to be done, Liam realized his emotions slowly aligned with his efforts. Anxiety softened, confidence grew, and avoidance faded. The real breakthrough wasn't that his fears vanished. It was that he learned he could act while afraid. That alone was transformative. As Liam continued his daily practice, he discovered a new truth. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. He didn't need to write perfectly or for long hours. He just needed to show up. This echoed the wisdom of behavioral psychologists, who emphasize that identity is built through repeated action. Each day, Liam kept his promise to himself. He strengthened the belief that he was capable of becoming more. His confidence wasn't born from talent, it grew from reliability. He was proving, through action, that he could trust himself, and this trust became the fuel for further growth. Over weeks, Liam's progress revealed a deeper lesson. Growth was not linear. Some days he felt inspired, other days he struggled just to begin. Yet he learned that struggle was not a sign of failure. It was part of the process. The Stoics taught that obstacles strengthen us, and effort itself is transformative. Instead of seeking ease, Liam embraced difficulty as proof that he was moving beyond his old limits. Each challenging day became evidence that he was no longer the passive observer of his life, but an active participant shaping his future. As Liam's discipline grew, something remarkable began to happen. He started to see himself differently. The notebook was no longer a symbol of failure, but of possibility. His daily effort reshaped his identity. He was no longer someone who wanted to start someday, but someone who had already begun. This shift is what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief in one's own capability to take action. Once this belief forms, it becomes a powerful force. Liam felt it rising within him. He wasn't just writing anymore. He was becoming the person he always hoped he could be. With new confidence, Liam noticed that his environment played a powerful role in shaping his habits. When his desk was cluttered, his mind felt chaotic. When his space was simple and clean, his thoughts settled. He realized that discipline thrives where distractions are minimized. By reshaping his surroundings, he reshaped his behavior. Many people underestimate the power of environment, believing willpower alone is enough. But our surroundings influence us more than we admit. Liam learned that preparation is not something you do once. It's something you maintain daily to protect your growth. Over time, Liam's dedication created a powerful shift. What once felt like effort now began to feel natural. The habit had become part of his identity. Yet he also learned that progress comes with plateaus, periods where nothing seems to move forward. Instead of interpreting these moments as failure, he saw them as part of the long game of growth. Mastery isn't built on constant progress, but on remaining committed when progress slows. These plateaus strengthened Liam's resilience, proving that consistency matters more than short bursts of inspiration. As months passed, Liam's commitment created ripple effects across his life. He became more disciplined in his routines, more intentional in his decisions, and more honest about what mattered to him. The notebook taught him more than writing. It taught him how to live. When we engage in meaningful work, even in small amounts, we reconnect with a deeper sense of purpose. This is what philosophers and psychologists alike call self-actualization, not achieving perfection, but closing the gap between who we are and who we could become. Liam was no longer drifting. He was directing his life. Eventually, Liam realized something profound. The notebooks were never the real problem. The problem had always been the fear of living a life that demanded more of him. But by showing up each day, he had proven to himself that he was capable of carrying that weight. He didn't eliminate fear. He outgrew it. The life he once avoided now felt possible. And like many who take responsibility for their growth, Liam discovered that meaningful change doesn't begin with certainty. It begins with courage. Looking back, Liam understood that the biggest change wasn't in his notebooks, it was in himself. The blank pages that once represented failure had become a record of transformation. He had reclaimed his agency, his discipline, and his sense of direction. The truth became undeniable. A fulfilling life is built through small, imperfect steps taken consistently. The alternative, waiting for the perfect moment, only leads to regret. Liam's journey is a reminder to us all. Your life won't change by accident. It changes the moment you decide to begin. And that moment is always now.